On this day, the official start of the baseball season, I will throw the first pitch. As head of state, I've asked Miss Montana to sing her hit, Let's Get Crazy. Thank you, Hannah. Now let's get crazy and throw this pitch.
Nice pitch, sir.
Thank you.
As the head of state, the president gets the opportunity to perform ceremonial roles, such as throwing the first baseball at the baseball game, lighting the nation's White House Christmas tree, hosting foreign heads of government, meeting public figures such as Hannah Montana, and giving awards to distinguished business leaders, actors, and artists.
So, Mrs. Ann Patterson, I believe that we should... thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. President, sir.
Now, I believe that you were about to tell me your knowledge of the Egyptian transition of government and what you believe the course of action should be.
Yes. As ambassador to Egypt, I normally have a fairly communicative relationship with the government. However, as of recent events, communication has been difficult. The people of Egypt, along with the rest of the world, are being told by the Egyptian government that there will be a transition in the government to democracy. However, we, as discussed in previous meetings, remain unconvinced. The Egyptian government must put forth a credible, concrete, and unequivocal path towards genuine democracy. Unfortunately, they've yet to do so.
From what we have discussed, it is clear that we can do no more than support the Egyptian people and protect their natural rights. For now, we can only implore the government to put forth a definite path of action stating the changes they are making and reassure the people that they have a friend in the United States.
Thank you.
As chief diplomat, the president has the power to make treaties, executive agreements, and recognize foreign government. He also has the ability to confer with cabinet members and other advisors knowledgeable about the matter at hand. Here, the president is conferring with his ambassador of Egypt about the transition in government.
I wish to pardon Mr. Andrew W. Chase of his crimes on an executive order.
But, sir, this man is severely abusive. He abused all 16 of his children and his wife. 11 of his children are even illegitimate. Is this wise?
Is it not granted to me in the Constitution to grant such pardons? Therefore, I grant Mr. Chase a pardon of his crimes.
As chief executive, the president has the powers of executive orders, impoundment, reprieves, and pardons and amnesty. All of these can be greatly powerful if used correctly. However, pardons, reprieves, and amnesty cannot be made in the case of capital offense.
Go! Attention! So, what do you think, Mr. President?
I'm very impressed. Will this be effective even taking into consideration emergency movements and landscape?
Yes, sir. We are prepared for almost anything, sir. The troops in Afghanistan are working very hard each and every day to protect the people. As we plan battle strategies here, the least we can do is to make sure as many men and women make it back to the States and to their families.
Very good, Sergeant. Keep up the good work.
As Commander-in-Chief, the President has the power to make war, back up his foreign policy decisions with military force when needed, and create military operations and strategize, as seen here. This was just his training mission after weeks of strategizing between military leaders and the President.
It's a word that doesn't just describe our naturality or legal status. It describes the way we're made. It describes what we believe. It captures the enduring idea that this country only works when we accept certain obligations to one another and to future generations, that our rights of others, and that well into our 3rd century as a nation, it remains the task of all of us as citizens of the U.S. to be the authors of the next great chapter in our American story. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless those United States of America.
Well done, sir.
I agree.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Joe.
job, Mr. President.
Thank you, John. You were a big part of this.
As the legislative leader of the nation, or chief legislator, the President and Cabinet are expected to propose legislation it would like to see enacted. He often describes such legislation for Congress and the country in his annual State of the Union address, bringing up the President's ideas on how to solve key national problems and reflects the President's values and political beliefs. He also may hand out political favors to gain congressional support and veto bills. However, he may not veto specifically selected items in a bill. President Clinton was briefly given the power, but abused it, and soon it was struck down as unconstitutional.
This year, we have had to make some cuts. Education has lost certain funding and may continue to. The state will decide which school systems to distribute the money to based on their state of being. Defense is also being cut. We're going to downsize the Army and the Navy. True, they will become smaller than they have been in 75 years, but the United States is respected and we are not in any major conflicts in which we need to increase the size of our forces. The troops in Afghanistan are doing their job well and efficiently, and youth are needed in places that other than the Army and Navy. Thus, the Department of Defense will be receiving budget cuts as well. Thank you.
Mr. President, the Department of Defense requires just as much attention as any of the others. There are men and women risking their lives out there. Why are dying each day? And
the Department of Education needs support as well. We are number 33 in the world for education. We used to be in the top 10. All schools need funding, not just some. Furthermore,
The nation's economic planner or leader, the president must submit an annual economic report to Congress created by him and his economic advisors, promote high employment, production and purchasing power, dealing with other economic problems, and prepare an annual budget as done and presented in this scene.
As party leader, the president may give speeches to help party members running for office, attend fundraising events for the party, select party's national chair, or help plan future election strategies. He can also appoint members of the party for government. This is known as patronage, as they will often share the president's views, thus benefiting the president.
welcome to the Democratic fundraising event. I am Vice President Joe Biden, and here is your President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama.
Well, what a fine turnout we've gotten. Thank you all for coming. We've raised quite a wonderful amount for the Democratic Party this week, and I'm so very grateful for it all. Ms. Debbie Schultz has been doing a wonderful job as chairman of the Democratic National Committee. Thank you so much, Debbie. And to celebrate how well we've done, Hannah Montana has so kindly agreed to come and perform for us again. Thank you so much, Miss Montana.
Keep my chin up. Somehow I know it. I'm not gonna give up. Never gonna give up. So am I. So freaking let it in. Now a band that don't mean anything. I'm still good. Trying to be my best when I fall with some rest. Pick myself up again. I'm still good. I'm still good.